Hello, hello, it is time, yes, for yet another Nancy Drew game, and as you can tell, this is Secret of the Old Clock. Now, this is one of the ones I used to play in my childhood. This is literally partially inspired by literally the first Nancy Drew book, which is, I think it's called Mystery at the Lilac Inn, I think, or something of that nature, but I do know it has Lilac Inn, I think, in the title. It's been a long time since I actually played this, so we're gonna start this journey together. And I know I said, when I finished on my last game, Nancy Drew game, which was Two and the Lost Queen, I may or may not have waited a bit. Usually I do, but I mean, I kind of wanted to get into this because I'm like, looking at the games I do have, I'm like, I haven't played this Nancy Drew game in a long time, so instead of me playing it off screen on my own, I'll just play it on screen, starting with you lovely people.
Welcome to my latest case, The Secret of the Old Clock. To start, choose Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, click on Tutorials.
And as always, we are going to be doing Junior Detective. Let's get started.
The year, 1930. The place, the road to Titusville, where we find Nancy Drew behind the wheel of her blue roadster, pondering this question. Why did Emily Crandall, a girl whom Nancy knows only through their mutual friend Helen Corning, ask Nancy to drive all the way out to the Lilac Inn to see her? Does it have something to do with the fact that Emily's mother died barely a month earlier, leaving Emily to run the restaurant with only her guardian to help her? And more important, why, when she called, did Emily sound so desperate? The spunky teenager turns off the main road, blissfully unaware that Emily isn't all that awaits her at the end of the driveway. No, Nancy Drew is about to get her first taste of the mystery, intrigue, and adventure that are to become her destiny.
All right, we are here. The Lilac Inn since 1908. Oh god, this game just brings us so many memories because this was actually, bonus thing, this was actually the very first Nancy Drew game that I actually ever beat. In the entire series, this was the actual one. Even though the literally first two games I think I played were either Curse of Blackmore Manor and Legend of the Crystal Skull. And now I have even both of them, but Curse of Blackmore Manor, the puzzles in that game, different story, and there's a couple things within Legend of Crystal Skull that are nearly impossible to do. But, what is this? Pies! So we got cherry, blueberry, and chocolate. Oh my god, I am a sucker for blueberry and chocolate pie. I actually can't remember the last time I had blueberry pie. Now, chocolate pie a certain way, absolutely delicious. My grandmother does make a mean cherry pie. Let's go in and meet this woman.
Well, hello. I'll bet my bloomers you're Nancy Drew.
That's right. Are you Emily's guardian?
You got it. I'm Jane Willoughby. I'm Emily's guardian, but only for the next 3 months until she turns 18. Then she's on her own.
It smells like someone's been baking pies.
Pies are the Lilac Inn specialty. We get orders from all over. Oh, that reminds me, your father called. You're supposed to call him. You can use the coin phone on the porch. Emily didn't say anything about you coming until just this morning.
She didn't?
Don't get me wrong, she can invite anybody here she wants. It's just that she's gotten so darn forgetful lately.
Maybe she's just, still thinking about her mom.
She misses her mom, that's for sure. So do I. Gloria and me, we were best friends, you know? The two of us ran this swell little dress shop over in Capital City. But then she got hitched and I didn't. And the next thing I know, she's writing me saying it would sure take a load off her mind if I could take care of her little girl should something ever happen to her.
Emily's father
died in the war. Cantigny, I think.
Yikes.
Anyway, I couldn't say no. I mean, what are best friends for? I just wish I knew how to help Emily.
As a reminder, this game I think is in the 1930s or the 1940s, so this is like early on, if I'm not mistaken. Because as the beginning of the game, it's at 1930s, so just a reminder.
You make it sound like she's in some kind of trouble.
She's been acting so... Look, go talk to her. She probably just needs to spend some time with a bear cat like you instead of some dumb Dora like me. Go on up, she's in her room. Just make like a Boy Scout and be prepared.
Okay, looks like we have free rum. It looks like we got money here, which is $3.50. We got this, and we got our usual task list. And what's in our inventory? A map of Titusville. That would actually be very, very helpful. So, I think we're gonna actually go up to Emily to figure out why we're here, and then maybe we'll call Nancy's dad afterwards.
Nancy, hi. Welcome to the Lilac Inn. Oh, and before I forget, thank you for that nice note you sent me when Mom died. It meant a lot to me.
Why, my camera was a little foggy, so I'm sorry about that for the last few minutes.
Well, I lost my mom too, years ago. I kind of know how you feel.
You and I may not be best friends or anything, but you're still one of the nicest people I know.
That is really rude to say.
Well, thank you.
That's why I'm hoping you'll do me a favor. A big favor. You and your dad.
My dad?
Helen says he's a lawyer.
Yep.
Shh. What's wrong?
I thought I heard something. Your father has a safe, right?
You need to put something in a safe?
See this jewelry? I'd like you to take it home with you and put it in your father's safe.
It's beautiful.
It was my mother's. The few times I saw her wear it, she looked just like a movie star. I was hiding it here in my room, but all things considered, I'd feel a lot better if you would just take it home and have your father lock it up in his safe.
What do you mean, all things considered?
Strange things have been going on around here. That's all I can say. I know it sounds loony, and Jane probably told you that I've been acting loony, but please do this for me.
Whoa.
What was that?
Emily, come downstairs, quick! The kitchen's on fire!
Come on, we better get out of here.
Oh my gosh, that took a turn. What the heck is going on here?
This is horrible, just horrible. The fire chief says the stove was completely destroyed and there's smoke damage everywhere. The inn will have to shut down for months, maybe even for good.
Dang.
Does he know what caused the explosion?
It looked to him like one of the burners on the stove had been left on. The flame either went out or was never lit, but anyway, something made a spark and boom. He said insurance companies are very reluctant to pay out when things look hinky, and that's when times are good.
Where did Emily go? She was right here.
Emily was the last person to use the stove. Like I said, she's been real forgetful lately. I think she's pretty upset. But it's not her fault. What with her mom passing away barely a month ago, and me showing up, this total stranger doesn't know the first thing about kids or running a restaurant, and her trying to do everything all by herself. It's just too much, that's all. Who wouldn't go a little off their nut? I better get that. The line to the regular phone got burned up in the fire, so now the only phone we got is the coin phone on the porch. Excuse me.
Emily?
Oh no, what happened now?
My mother's jewelry! It's gone! Someone must have stolen it while we were all downstairs. I knew something like this was going to happen. I just knew it.
Jane said that you were the last one to use the stove. Is that true?
I did not leave the stove on. That fire was not my fault. Oh, what am I going to do? Without that jewelry, I don't have a prayer of paying for a new stove. And without a stove, I'll have to sell the inn. And if I lose the inn... I wish Mom were still here. I wish Josiah Crowley had left us the money like he always said he was going to. That's what I wish.
Who's Josiah Crowley?
He was this old man that lived next door. He died last year. He spent most of his time here at the inn, and he led my mom and me to believe that he'd left a lot of money for us in his will. He gave us a clock, and afterwards, he'd always point to it and get this little twinkle in his eye and say, "Time will tell." But when they finally found his will, he didn't leave us a penny.
Yeah.
Was there a problem finding his will?
It didn't turn up for months. Then finally someone found it in a drawer in Josiah's house. Josiah was kind of a screwball. One time he showed up at my birthday party dressed as my great Aunt Harriet. I didn't know it was really him until 2 days later. Anyway, he had all these weird hobbies, and he always thought it would be really keen to read minds. Josiah invited Richard Topham to move in so Topham could help him develop his paranormal powers right there in his house. Josiah was a sweet old man, and I do miss him. And he was free to give his money to whomever he wanted. But to get our hopes up like that, and then leave us nothing, it just wasn't like him.
Okay, things have definitely taken a turn real quick. We have an explosion. We had jewelry that ended up getting stolen.
Where is Richard Topham now?
He still lives in Josiah's house, which is right down the path out back. His house and the inn were built at the same time by two brothers during the Civil War.
How many people knew you kept your mother's jewelry in here?
No one. Well, Jane, my guardian, she knew, but I didn't tell anyone else.
Interesting.
Was your mother's jewelry insured?
Gosh, I forgot about that. I don't know. Jim Archer, I bet he'd know. He's our banker. I guess I should go talk to him.
Not one of your favorite people, huh?
Oh no, Mr. Archer's very nice. I mean, for a stuffy old banker. I'm just so bad at business things. And Jane, my guardian, she tries hard, but she's no good at it either. Maybe you could go talk to him. Please? It would be such a big help.
Okay.
Sure.
He runs the Main Street Bank. You can't miss it. I'll call him and tell him you're coming.
Sounds good.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Don't forget to call your father.
That is actually what I'm getting ready to do. Maybe I should talk to Jane first. That's actually really bad. Let me talk to Jane real quick before I call Nancy's
So,
dad.
Is Emily all right?
Someone stole her mother's jewelry.
What?
She was showing it to me just before the explosion. Now it's gone.
Someone stole it while everybody was rushing around trying to put out the fire? Hypers! If you can't trust a fireman, who can you trust?
Emily said you were the only one who knew she had that jewelry.
When Gloria was alive, she could have told people about it, or people may have seen her wearing it. And when she died, they knew the jewelry had to be around here somewhere, right?
Does anyone in particular come to mind?
Sorry. It's been hard enough getting to know Emily, let alone anyone else in this backwater burg. Well, guess better go call the sheriff.
Is that your car I saw when I drove up the driveway?
My old rust bucket's parked out back where nobody'll see it. Be nice to buy something decent, but last time I checked, my last name was Willoughby, not Rockefeller.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
You betcha.
Very interesting. So if that's not Jane's car, whose is it? I was about to say Nancy's car, but there's Nancy's cars. Yeah. Look at Nancy's car. Okay, sidetrack. Anyways, let's call Nancy's father, Carson.
Drop a nickel into the slot, please. There we go. Now, how may I be of service?
We can go best too.
I'd like to talk to Carson Drew. His number is KL57187.
Hang on a minute.
Carson Drew speaking.
Hi, Dad.
Well, I see you got to Titusville okay.
I got your message. Is something wrong?
No, everything's fine. I need to get some documents from a colleague over there. I thought since you were in the area, you could pick them up, save him paying postage.
Sure. What's the address?
He said he'd just leave them for you at the telegraph office. Just drive into town and look for Tubby Telegrams. He said you can't miss it.
Will do.
These papers are extremely important, Nancy.
I will pick them up, Dad.
Good. Remember, watch your gas gauge and get gas when you're low so you don't run out. And try to avoid potholes. The more you hit, the likely it is you'll wind up with a flat.
Yes, Dad.
And if you do get a flat, take it off and put on your spare, and then head straight to a gas station and get it fixed.
Yes, Dad.
All right, lecture over. Have you found out why Miss Crandall asked you to visit?
Yep.
She wanted me to have you lock her mother's jewelry up in your safe. Only someone stole it before I could take it with me.
Stole it? Good gosh.
That was right after the stove in the kitchen exploded.
The stove exploded?
Yeah.
Sounds to me like you'd be well advised to cut your visit there short.
No.
I want to find out what's going on. I have to find out what's going on.
You have to?
Yes.
Well, yeah, you know. Emily just lost her mom, and she's worried about losing the inn, and her guardian's all wet when it comes to helping out, and...
And the truth is, you are so curious that you feel like you'll absolutely burst if you don't find out why all these weird things have been happening, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't worry, I know the feeling. You're a chip off the old block, I'm afraid. Well, as long as you're like me in one other way, you should be fine.
What way is that? Smart?
Careful.
If somebody says they're going to leave you something in their will, and then doesn't, is there anything you can do about it?
Not a thing. Whatever's in writing is the only thing that counts. Unless, of course, the will was tampered with or forged, and you can prove it. If not, you're out of luck. Why do you ask?
Emily's neighbor, Josiah Crowley, told her and her mom that they were going to inherit part of his estate. But when he died, his will left everything to this ESP expert named Richard Topham.
That's too bad, but this Crowley fellow was free to leave whatever he wanted to whomever he wanted, I'm afraid. People do change their minds, you know.
True.
Goodbye, Dad.
Shoot!
Good night.
I was not done. Well, I guess we'll call him back later.
Drop a nickel into the slot, please. There we go. Now, how may I be of service?
Hi, could you please connect me with Bess Marvin at KL54468?
Just a second. Hello?
Hi, Bess, it's Nancy.
George, get over here. It's Nancy Drew. So how's the lilac inn?
Beautiful.
Are the lilacs blooming?
Like crazy. They smell so good. It's like the air's made of perfume.
Hi, Nancy.
Is that you, George?
Ouch, that's my foot. Well, move over. I can't hear. You move over. Then I can't hear. Look, just hold on like this, okay?
I love
There.
them.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you fine.
It would be so nice to have two phones in this house. We don't even have a telephone at our house. So quit griping. So Nancy, what's the scoop?
Well, I talked to Emily Crandall.
Bess was telling me that you don't
That was
really
a
know
little
her that
glitch.
well.
Bess and I just know her through Helen Corning.
The last time I saw her was at Helen's 15th birthday party.
I saw her last year at Helen's recital.
Hello? Is someone on the line? Hello? We're on the line, Mrs. Farthingham. Well, get off. I need to make a call. But we just got on. Then it should be no problem for you to get off. Just give us one more minute, Mrs. Farthingham, please. Oh, all right. You have one more minute. Go on, Nancy. What were you saying?
Just that I...
Wait a minute, Mrs. Farthingham. Would you mind hanging up? All clear. Oh, how I wish we didn't have to share a phone line with her. Just be grateful you have a phone, Bess.
Yeah, really.
Some jewels were stolen out of Emily's room this morning at the same time that a fire destroyed the stove in the kitchen.
Destroyed the stove? You mean they can't bake any more cherry pies?
Not for a while. Emily's worried that she may have to sell the inn.
Is that bad? I mean, she's only 17.
I think she'd like to hang on to it because her mom would have wanted her to.
I sure wouldn't want to be saddled with something like that, even if it meant having all the cherry pie you could eat. I hadn't thought of it that way.
Having the inn is all she's ever known.
Are you girls still on the line? We're not done talking yet. Well, I've been patient long enough. You girls get off right now. But right now, or the next call I make will be to your father. We gotta go, Nancy.
That's all right. I'll call you later.
And I'll thank you not to listen in. Oh, don't worry, Mrs. Farthingham. Only nosy busybodies listen in on other people's phone calls. Well, hang up and be quick about it. Bye, Nancy.
Talk to you soon.
Bye, girls. Okay, so I've only been using 5 cents, so I'm going to use to actually call Nancy's dad back.
Drop a nickel into the There we go. Now, how may I be of service?
I'd like to talk to Carson Drew. His number is KL57187.
Hang on
I
a
missed
minute.
the piece of conversation talking to him.
Carson Drew,
Hi, Dad.
Hello. Did you pick those papers up from the telegraph office?
No.
Sorry, I've been putting it off.
Those documents are very important, Nancy. And I'll feel much better when they're in your possession instead of sitting on someone's desk at Tubby Telegrams. So please,
I know. I'll pick them up right away.
see that you do. Goodbye, Nancy.
But, Dad, come on. That's a weird symbol there. I guess we'll look around a bit before I end the video at least. Or at least look around in here. What do we have here? I have this magazine about something. What's this newspaper? Public sign language becoming widespread. Ah, this was at the front door. A kind woman lives here. Interesting. So, there's a nice little bench. Oh God.
Looks like I need to get the bird from one side to the other.
I didn't want to do this yet. No puzzles yet. I'm just looking. This is actually a nice room, honestly. What's this? Bard bounds through Shakespeare pride by using the arrows to move each man and woman with whom he belongs. Remember, love is never easy. Whenever you move someone, he will keep going until he hits an obstacle, another character, or the universe the plan ahead. A game based upon Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare. Oh my God, Midsummer Night's Dream. Okay, just so you guys know, I'm very, very familiar with Shakespeare's work, and I love his work. Okay, this is probably going to be the last thing I do, but I'm going to do this. This is honestly relatively easy. There we go.
Wonder what this mirror is doing in here.
Okay, so we did this bird puzzle and got a mirror, but we are going to have to do so much more starting next video. Like go into town probably and stuff like that, because we got to do the bank and we got to do Tubby's Telegram. So we'll probably hit the town in the next video. That we are just beginning on this Nancy Drew adventure, so make sure you guys please stay tuned for more, and subscribing will very, very much help me get across the platform and show that you support me, along with liking and commenting on my videos. And please consider checking out my Patreon for exclusive reactions, as well as early access before YouTube gets it. And when you subscribe, hit the bell to make sure you get notified when I do post videos. Stay tuned, we are just beginning.